Hello everyone, this is Tarot Jean on the scene coming in with my July forecast. And guys, we're in for quite a month. Oh my gosh, July is going to begin with the afterglow of one of the biggest transits of the year, which is Jupiter entering Leo, which happens on the 30th of June. So it's inviting us into a season of confidence, of creativity, of courage, of heart-centered leadership. So it's not about seeking attention just to seek attention. It's about acknowledging where you've been playing small and where maybe you need to step out and make yourself bigger, because Leo does encourage us to shine. So to have something like that just starting off the month is super exciting. When we got the Capricorn full moon happening, which is going to ask us to look at how we're creating stability in our lives. Are we spending our time wisely? What sort of legacy are we leaving for the future? So the Capricorn full moon is definitely asking us to look at where we are creating that stability. Is it foundational? Are we taking our time and looking at all the aspects that would be involved in that? So right off the bat, we're coming into July with some serious, intense energy. But the one thing that we really have, there's a couple of things. There's Neptune is going to station in retrograde in Aries. So when something like that happens, the fog begins to lift. Neptune is the planet of dreams. It's the planet of spirituality and intuition and the subconscious. When it starts to begin its retrograde journey, it's initiating one of the most profound changes of the year. This isn't a quiet retrograde. Aries wants us to bring courage, action, and honesty. It wants us to bring those hidden truths to the surface, and anything that's built on illusion is going to crack. It can't stand under Neptune in Aries. It's just, you're going to question everything. You're going to question the belief paths that you have, whether you've been giving your own power away and where you've been using that power. Is it being utilized? Use that Capricorn full moon to help you. Shedding false identities, things that no longer work for you. Escapism, avoidance, emotional numbing. Those are the things that you really want to avoid in this retrograde. You really want to be you want to have action, you want to have courage, you don't want to be afraid of those beliefs stripping away, because you have to believe that something else better is coming along. So it isn't here to necessarily take something away, but it is there to show you what is true. Now, July 9th, Mercury does enter Virgo. So when Neptune removes the fog, Mercury helps you read the map. So like I said, there's energy there. This isn't time to improve your daily habits, organize your life, break patterns that no longer serve you, study and write and communicate, get in touch with the people, because Mercury is retrograde too. Awareness becomes action. So where is it that you can start improving action in your own life that's more healthy, that's more beneficial for you? Then on July 14th, we got a new moon in Cancer. And oh my gosh, it reminds us to rest. It kind of that healing isn't always about constantly pushing one foot forward, which is definitely I'm something guilty of. I'm not really good at relaxing. But it wants us to create that emotional safety. It wants us to reconnect with ourselves. It wants us to choose what gently just nourishes us, So this new moon is a good time to set intentions around your home, your family, emotional healing, self-care, and most of all, inner peace. Can we all just use a literal inner peace? Build a life that feels more authentic, more like home, and what do you want to see in that home? What beliefs around your home have got to change? Because guess what, guys? We got a biggin happening in the middle of the month. And this happens for a week. And it's called the 4-degree alignment. So it's Neptune retrograde in Aries. It's Uranus in Gemini. Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. And then we got Jupiter and Leo just hanging out over there, just pointing at all of it. And it's all in a trine. So what is... these are planets that shape generations. When they align closely, atmospheres will shift. before most people even realize or even have words for the shift that's happening. You know, Neptune's going to dissolve any illusions that you've outgrown. Uranus is going to break open what you've settled for, because you're going to be like, you know what, I'm not settled for this anymore. Pluto also strips away what no longer really holds power. What were the fears, the thoughts, the ego that was keeping you from moving? Those beliefs just, they're not going to hold power anymore. So definitely use the week of July 15th to the 22nd. You know, Jupiter in Leo reminds you that expansion comes from fully becoming yourself. And it's not about becoming somebody else. So the courage that's coming forward for us right now, it's not performative. You know, we are probably going to have to face some really uncomfortable truths with Chiron and Taurus for 7 years and how we've abused the environment. How are we going to grow food? You know, how are we going to find stability as we heal the earth from the degradations that have been preyed upon it for decades? So I think the universe is going to show us where we need to start healing the environment. You know, growth doesn't always have certainty with it, but it will happen. And the best thing that we can do is listen to the people that understand the earth, listen to geologists and farmers and people who necessarily work with the earth, because Chiron and Taurus wants us to repair a lot of the things that have been done. Now, the sun will enter Leo on July 22nd. Yay! Here's clarity. Here's courage and optimism and standing up and having that more authentic sense of self. You know, this isn't about proving your worth. It's about expressing it. It's about leading with your heart. It's about creating boldly like you used to when you were a kid. When did you get quiet? When did you stop creating? When did you start making yourself smaller in rooms that could no longer hold you? And that's, well, July 23rd, Mercury is going to go direct. So I think between those two aspects, I think that will definitely help us clear up any miscommunications. I think decisions will come easier. Plans will begin falling into place. So if the first half of July felt like very reflective, the second half is going to ask you for movement. It's about taking movement, because on July 26th, guys, Saturn's going to go retrograde, and then the North Node enters Aquarius. Now, I will put up a thing for how it'll affect each house on that day and how it could possibly affect you. But Aquarius is different than Virgo, Pisces, which is health. Your physical health, your mental health, your service, your compassion towards others. Aquarius is about it's about collaboration, community, innovation, and collective evolution. So we are going to have a little bit of time here where I think we're all going to find new tribes. It's time to get out there. Check your Facebook events, whatever you do to find out what's happening around your own town. Now's the time to do it, because July 29th, full moon in Aquarius, this will completely illuminate that balance between individuality and community. How can you shine without losing your connection? How do your unique gifts contribute to something bigger? So, you know, Aquarius reminds us that authenticity isn't just personal, but it creates a ripple effect that inspires others to do the same. So July is not asking you to become somebody new. It's asking you to remove everything that you have been pretending to be. It's going to peel away illusions, outdated beliefs. It's going to strengthen your intuition and helps you reconnect with your own inner authority. So guys, I'm really excited for July. This is a game changer for everybody, and astrologers have been talking about this for a long, long time. The last time the planets were in a similar configuration, I think, was sometime around like World War II or something, and when they were looking at anything that would have been close to similar. So if you're interested in getting a reading and see how all these planetary changes pop up for you, lunapaths.com. Hop on over. You can book your appointment today. And as always, I certainly appreciate you tuning into my videos, and I really appreciate the support. and enjoy your day, my friends. Enjoy your day. Bye now.